I said, if you died literally tomorrow, my life looks exactly how it is right now.
Just without you.
Just without you, what would you want me to do with the farm? And he goes, well, don't sell it. I would haunt you.
So what do you do, though?
So Brady, I have a question for you. What's it like when the corn is high, but the chaos is higher?
It's a lot of things, but it's never boring. This is the Farm Wife Files, life between the rows.
Glasses.
All right, we're back for part 2.
Yeah, so last episode, we kind of left off, we started a conversation and then you were like, oh, I have a whole separate thought on that. And so we're going to dedicate this whole separate thing about talking about what I would consider dark humor.
Yeah, which is like Addie's favorite episode.
I love it.
This is literally her personality.
And for any of my family that is listening, I promise, don't. I mean, it's not bad. It's just how I cope.
Yeah.
But they're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we are on to part 2 of the farm legacy. But this time, so my thought last episode, which I have this thought way too often, and it has kind of been a thought through each phase of my life being with Tyler. So when we were dating and he was really starting to farm, I'm like, okay, like if he died, you know, he would be dead. Like, I would grieve, but it would be fine. It'd be sad, but
he's dead.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. So then it moved to, we got married, and if he died, what that would look like. And I'd probably just sell whatever farm assets we had and then go do something completely different. But now we've hit a whole separate era where we have children. And having children involved, it's like that makes my decisions not so easy to make. Mm-hmm. Because we're also at a point in our life where we have a whole lot of assets that are tied to the farm and in our name and yada, yada, yada. So it's like, would I be really doing my kids such a disservice if Tyler did pass and I sold out? Because they're little right now. But I also have Cody, who still works for us, yeah. So I could definitely just have him, like... Well, we have Matt, too. I mean...
Yeah, but Matt's still gonna die, too.
Right, eventually, yeah. I mean,
That's
hopefully
horrible.
We didn't have, like, a... What do they call it when you do your will? Hopefully we didn't have, like, a doomsday where Matt and Tyler both go in the same moment. Because then, really, Cody's just...
Or even Cody. They all drive in the same vehicle.
Don't. That scares me. Addie, I honestly, like, when they went to the
Carney conference, whatever.
It wasn't a conference.
The training
clinic.
Session. Yes.
Clinic. When they went to the clinic, the John Deere clinic or whatever, I literally had this thought as I'm laying there in bed. They're all together. What if they all went? Because if they all went, there's nothing I can do. Literally, I have John Deere ops, but I have nobody to run it. I'm trying to think of the equipment I do know how to run. It's very minimal.
I mean, they all made it back alive.
They did, yeah. No, it's great. This is just
I learned something that I will never trust them to drive in a vehicle together.
Yeah. Or you will, but you'll just have anxiety about it the whole time.
Yes. But, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna incriminate them.
Learned something?
Yes. Like, what? Cody told.
What? Do I know?
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not, like, it's bad. But it's not, like, but...
Like, can you say it on the pod bad?
Probably not.
What?
Because I don't want to incriminate them.
Okay. We'll talk about it later.
Pause.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we live?
We are live.
Oh, I am so mad. He's in so much trouble. It's going to be so bad. That is, like, my number one rule.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't think you know, but I don't know. But
R.I.P. Tyler. It's going to be a fun one. Oh, he drives me nuts.
I love you, Tyler.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, anyway.
And, of course, Cody's just laughing about the whole situation, and I'm like, okay. Anyway.
On to the next. So, back to our topic about the farm legacy. There won't be one after I get done with Tyler. Anyway, no, so I think... I have, like, different scenarios for each thing that could happen. Mm-hmm. Because if Tyler goes, I still have like an army of people to help me if I want to pursue keeping whatever farm assets I have
Yeah.
for the kids when they get of age. If Tyler and Matt go, I have Cody, who, bless his soul, he'd hate my guts.
Yes.
But
not in a bad way, but like,
yeah, but
I mean,
yeah, and I think we could, work something out where obviously he would reap the benefits of the farm until my kids got to be a certain point. But I have that scenario in my head.
he would say turn all of the farm ground into a feedlot, and
Yeah,
he'd be like,
he
if I
would.
can move all of my cattle up,
Yeah.
I will do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's all different.
you're never going, and I think life, we've said this multiple times, life is so fleeting. There are some people that like literally have a mental illness because they just critically think about all these different scenarios, and they
right.
can't live life in the way that they should be able to enjoy life because they're worried about all these what if situations. Right. So I'm going into it of like, I'm realistic of knowing that these situations could happen. Am I going to always plan out all of these different situations? No.
Right.
Because I'm not going to put myself in that mindset of like, no, or like trying to plan that death out.
But I also think there's a difference on being like so like critically anxious about these like fear-based like thoughts happening, but also being on the other side of it of knowing that death is going to happen. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. I mean, we have no idea, but death is
everyone dies.
Yeah, everyone dies. So to have a plan in place so that if it does happen or when it does happen, we are still set up for success. So like for us, that looked like putting, getting our estate and trust in order. Not necessarily, I mean, yes, for the kids eventually, but if Tyler was to go, I'm not having to do a bunch of court stuff to get stuff in my name. I mean, we've talked about this in an episode. I had no idea that I would have had to go to court to get our house because my name was not on the house. I just thought, we're married, it'll go to me. Mm-hmm. No, it goes to
probate court.
Yeah, probate court.
And that's state to state, of course.
Right,
but yes, in our state, that is how it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we did a trust, and I mean, we're all taken care of now. But yeah, I had no idea. Mm-hmm. So things like that, where it's like you're being realistic because death is imminent. I mean, nobody beats death. Nobody's immortal, unfortunately.
Right.
And not that I would want to be. I am excited to go to heaven one day.
Yeah, I think and I hope that we get into that conversation later in this episode about, you trust God, you trust his planning, you trust his preparation, all of that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. I can go down that rabbit hole later in this episode, but yes, it does. The conversation of death should not always be this taboo subject. I am a huge advocate of like, you need to start having those conversations, farm related or not. Yeah. But there was just recently.
But you've lived this.
Yeah, I mean, so just this, like within the past month, Cody and I were driving up to Omaha. Maybe it was Omaha. I don't know. Somewhere. We were driving together. No, it was Lincoln. And I said, if you died tomorrow, would you want to be cremated or buried? And he's like, why are you asking? I said, answer the question. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I would want to do. And we start sharing, and he's like, why are you asking? I said, because my mom didn't ask my dad these questions. Yeah. And that wasn't like ill intention of my mom, but I've had a conversation with my mom, like after, I'm like, how did you know that my dad wanted to be married, or, that dad wanted to be buried? And she's like, I didn't. Mm-hmm. I just had to.
She had to choose for him.
I wish that I would have known. Not that, and I mean, I was so young. I mean, not so young, but like, I wouldn't have been able to say like this or that. But I went down to Cody. I'm like, okay, do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Where do you want to be buried? If you want to be buried, do you not even want to be buried if you're cremated? Because some people go back and forth. Where do you want your funeral? Who do you want invited? I mean, not that you invite people to a funeral, but like
Tyler's hard because he doesn't care.
And Cody,
he's like, I'm dead. I don't care. Do whatever you want.
And that's kind of what Cody's response was. And I was just like, okay, I can understand that. Like, but we got down to the farm. I said, what would you truly want me to do with the farm? Mm-hmm. I said, if you died literally tomorrow, my life looks exactly how it is right now.
Just without you.
Just without you. What would you want me to do with the farm? And he goes, well, don't sell it. I would haunt you.
So what do you do, though?
And I said, Cody, it's not that I would want to sell the farm. That is not my intention. I have put too much time, energy, money, all of the things into this farm. I don't want to sell the farm. But how would I manage the farm? I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the tools. I don't have the skill set like you do.
Well, and even with prices nowadays, I mean, can you realistically afford to manage it yourself and hire somebody to run it?
Well, and that's the thing. I said I couldn't even, if I just had cattle, or maybe I wouldn't sell the farm ground itself, but I would sell everything else and rent it out.
Right.
That would pay for it.
I mean, honestly, I think that'd probably be your way to go, is you rent out the ground and you use that money to pay for somebody to run your herd.
Yeah, because Cody said, like, go give it, or, Emily's coming back. And I was just like, Cody, you died tomorrow. Emily still has a whole year and a half of school, maybe 2 years of school. Like, she's not stopping that. And I wouldn't expect her to stop her life to.
Yeah, no, she shouldn't have to. I mean.
But again, like, going back to, like, if Tyler would die, Cody could totally come in and help. He knows the history and, like, where everything is on the farm and has worked on the farm for quite some time.
Oh, gosh, he's coming up
10 years.
Will it be 10 years?
Next year will be 10. Well, yeah, because he graduated in 2018, sorry. So it's coming up to, like, 8-9 years.
Okay.
Started working full-time for Matt in 2018.
We'll have to have a party for his 10 year.
He's going to be like, oh, it's 10 years?
I know,
he's not even gonna know. But, yeah, I think it's a tough conversation to have. Yeah. But I'm like...
And all the scenarios are so different.
So different. Because I also said to Cody, when we were having this conversation, I said, you get in a car accident, do you want to be on life support?
I know.
That's a whole separate thing. Yeah. And he said, well, if I have to be in a wheelchair, because, we started talking about that, at least get me an electric one so I can run you over. And I'm like, okay, lovely. Thank you for that.
Taking this seriously.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm glad that I have those conversations. Because my mom wasn't able to have those full conversations. There was some things of planning, like with my dad, like he wanted this specific scripture read at his funeral and he wanted it done at this specific church and all of that stuff, and like a burial plot, and he wanted mom to be buried next to him, all of that. So like that is a whole separate thing. So there was that sort of, and we knew death was imminent with my dad. So like I just wish that maybe my mom wouldn't have had to make those decisions without some input, but I don't know if they were at a point that they could have had those conversations.
Well, and I think mine's not so much I care about what happens because I'll be dead. I care about the people I leave behind having to take care of it.
Yes.
I want a piece of paper that has everything down to the song. So I don't have, like, grieving is one thing, but I don't want any, like, hard feelings or conflict because Taylin thinks I would like this, but my mom thinks I would like this. Or Tyler wants me to have this, but my sister thinks I would like this. You just have so many... I'm lucky to have so many people that love me and want to have a tie in my funeral and my celebration of life, that I don't want people to be upset, that are still living, to be upset with each other because they think I would want this. So in my, like, take care of everything type A personality, I just want it to all be taken care of.
Yeah.
But a recent thought I just had, I always thought I wanted to be cremated. Until I've been watching Station 19.
Oh, I haven't.
It's really good. It's been on for a long time. But they have a lot of funerals because they're firefighters. And I kind of love the idea and the importance of people carrying your casket.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just think it just feels like final. It feels like being laid to rest just feels...
I don't know. I don't...
Being cremated, I just feel like you're always there. Like, do you see what I'm trying to say here?
You can still carry a urn.
No. Oh, yeah, no, an urn. That's what I'm saying. Being laid to rest in the ground just feels final. Being in an urn feels like you're just...
But you can still bury an urn. There's lots of people that get cremated. but still are buried.
Yeah, I know, but it's one person carrying my urn rather than like 8 people.
You don't
carrying
have to
my...
have one person. You can still have 8 people.
What are they all gonna put
Yeah.
a finger on?
Yeah. Anything
don't
is
know.
possible, Brady.
Yeah, but anyway,
No, I agree. I think just having those conversations of
the realistic conversations.
yes, and even though they can be incredibly tough to have and incredibly like emotionally sensitive, but it's the realistic outlook that we have, and I have just a very different like morbid, like everyone dies, you're gonna die one day, like
Right.
I just have that, but I also know that when that time comes, it's God's way of calling. Like, God put me on this earth for this specific reason, and he realized that I have fulfilled that reason or fulfilled that mission that he put me on. So it's like I'm trusting God, and I'm trusting the planning that has occurred leading up to the point that I can control or Cody can control or whatever. But preparing for death isn't a lack of faith in God. It's just the realism of
Well, and like I said earlier, there's a difference in being like realistic that death will come and having that like fear-based anxiety where it's like affecting your day-to-day,
right,
or like the way you live. Like, you're not going to get on a plane to go to Mexico because you think it's going to crash and die. Like, letting it affect your daily living is, I think, probably not good.
And I think as I've grown older, I've looked at it in a way of like, okay, and I mean, as I've grown older, but also grown in my faith of just, I'm really going to just trust God, let go and trust God, and he's going to figure it out. And there's always intention behind the work that, is being done and the things that he's doing.
And that's not us saying, like, go jump off a mountain into I want to say river, but that's not right. When people jump into the water.
Like cliff.
Thank you, that would be
diving,
it. Like cliff diving. We're not saying go do that because God, when it's your time, it's your time. Like, that's not it. But
no, it's just the fact of like, I'm going to continue living life with my husband and God in the center of, all of our decisions and all of that stuff. But just being able to have those conversations so I don't have to feel so lonely of like, did I make the right decision? Because I know that would eat me alive. Because when it does come down to the farm, I know that I can trust on certain people to still get the crops out of the ground for that season. But is it realistic to count on those specific people every single year from here on out? No. There's some great frickin' people in our community that if I called any of us and I would say, I don't know how to spray. Tyler, can you come spray?
You knew if you got the seed in the ground yesterday and then Cody died, Tyler would be there to take care of it for the rest of the season.
And I was going to say, like, I wouldn't have to ask. He would just be like, I'm coming down. Or I would be like, oh, hi, I didn't know you were coming down. But, I mean, it comes down to, like, you have to also be realistic of, like, that it would be taken care of throughout that season, but you can't. I'm not saying that you can't count on those people for many years. But you
shouldn't have to. I mean,
right. And so, I mean, I've told Cody, I'm like, could I pay the bills? Sure. But I would only be able to pay the bills because I couldn't keep a herd of cattle alive. I don't know the dates. I mean, I could say like, oh, we usually move them on this date and we usually move them on this date. But Cody can look out into the pasture and be like, oh, we need to move them. It still looks like grass to me. Doesn't look any different.
God for John Deere Op Center because that's literally how I'm running our operation.
Right. Like, I mean, it's just like, it's insane.
I do know that if something, we have it set up well enough that I would be able to rely on Matt. So this would literally be in like the doomsday situation where Matt and Tyler both go. But there are a slew of people that I know for each thing that I would need to call. You know, like I have trade-offs for our marketing stuff. I have, the co-op I could call. I have John Deere I could call. So I know that, there's plenty of people that I could call that will take care of me and steer me in the right direction. But
do you think it would be different if the lens was flipped? Like, you died.
Nothing would happen to the farm.
No.
But I think I have more anxiety and I'm more fearful about me dying for the kids.
Because you don't think that they're going to be taken care of, which I don't agree with. I mean, I think Tyler is...
Yeah, no, not that I don't think they'll be taken care of, but nobody's going to take care of them like I do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what is hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a perfectionist, and I feel like I've done such a good job. I just know nobody's going to take care of them like me.
And they're not in school, so like literally
Right.
they're with you every single day.
Yeah.
So it'd be a huge transition for
Yeah.
them. Do you feel like, yes, the farm would continue going, but do you think the like household operations would continue the way that they...
Yeah, I mean, Tyler's not like a silent partner. Like, I mean,
Right.
yes, I take care of all the household stuff, but he knows what goes on.
Yeah.
Like, if I drop dead tomorrow, he knows all the bills and everything. Like, he knows that. He did all of his books before I started doing them, so that would be fine. And what I don't know, or what he doesn't know, Renee would know. So, I mean, that it mostly has to do with the kids
Yeah.
and what that looks like. Because, and Renee, if you're listening to this is nothing against you, but I do not want her or my mom or my sister raising my kids. Because, and that's not in the... that I think they'll do a bad job. I think they'll do an amazing job, but my kids deserve to have their grandma as their grandma.
And not
And my
as...
sister as their aunt.
Yes.
They deserve that, and when you are mothering children, it looks different. When you're with them all day, every day, mothering them, it's just... you cannot play the same role as grandma or as auntie when you're mothering them.
Well, especially at like children this age. I mean, not
Exactly.
necessarily Branson, but like if Taylin gets to do all the fun things with grandma or
Yes.
aunt or...
Yes.
And it's you don't get to be like disciplined by these
Exactly.
people. And so, I mean, yes, it is different. And I agree that I think that's a healthy outlook for like the mental aspect of the other person as well. Because if like both you and Tyler die and like the kids need to be taken care of, I know who that person would be based
Yeah.
on what you have shared with me and that stuff. But it also comes down to the anxiety of the other people just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you've already have it planned out. You've already had these conversations with said
Yep.
person or people.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not against the people that are really close to Taylin and Branson and in my life. It's just the roles that they have with my children. I want them to stay that way. Mm-hmm. And I know that they can't if Taylin and Branson have a life that Tyler and I can't be a part of. So, I don't know. That scares me the most because while I think said person, I don't take that decision lightly. I spent days, weeks, months thinking about who would take my children if something happened to Tyler and I. But it's still not me. And it's still not Tyler.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think, yeah, I mean, it's not me, right?
Yeah.
But any of my friends that would have kids, if it came down to it, like, and both, husband, wife would pass, my first priority would be the kids. Like,
Yeah.
if I have to sleep on a freaking couch,
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on the couch, making sure that the kids are still. But yeah, I think also just like having those conversations of saying like the wants and the needs to those types of people and those people knowing, because the last thing that you want is you and Tyler to, or like even we just don't have kids, but like,
Yeah.
anyone dying and then they're like, well, who's taking the kids? Oh, let me pull
Exactly.
out this will, or let me pull out the trust or whatever.
Yeah.
And oh, they're going in this person and this person's blindsided.
Exactly, yeah.
And life changes. I mean, obviously you don't know like how things are going to happen behind closed doors all the time.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, you at least are taking on that responsibility of knowing. So,
Well, and I think too, it's just hard to say, but that's why I'm so fearful of like me dying is, I don't want so-and-so, like grandmas or sisters or whatever fulfilling the role of mother in their lives, but then that leaves Tyler. So what does Tyler, does he hire another hired hand so he can be at home more with the kids? He would hate that.
right.
He loves his kids, but he could not stay home with them every day. Does he hire a nanny on top of a hired hand so that he can be at home like he is now, but have somebody there for them during the day? I like that idea better, but still it's like, will that person love my children the way that I feel like they should, being with them every single day?
I think also, like, this is horrible that I thought about it this way, but, like, what would you want for your significant other if you would pass? And then Cody and I also had that conversation.
I've told Tyler to remarry.
Yeah, and Cody, of course, was just like, well, I mean, yeah, you can get married again. I don't care. And I was just like, what's the... There's some, like, chuckle behind what he was saying. He was just like, I'm still going to haunt you. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I mean, just having those, like, healthy conversations about it.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, let's just pray that the Lord has a better plan for me, because I know that the Bible says in heaven it'll be, like, totally peace, but I still feel like I'll be like, are you doing a good job? Why are you doing that?
Like, still that...
I wouldn't have done that.
Like, you're doing what? You put our 2-year-old on a 4-wheeler?
Yeah, literally.
Like, yeah, no, so, like, currently, if Cody, we've talked about that, but if I would die, Cody would be completely oblivious. He would not,
Really?
And not that he knows how to wash clothes. I've taught him that.
Yeah.
He didn't know. He could manage the chores of the house, but he doesn't know, like, what bills happen or what retirement. I mean, he knows that we have a retirement account. Does he know his agent? He could probably figure it out, but does he know, like, all of my retirement accounts that I had before we even got married? No. My family does.
Yeah.
Because one of the advisors
Do you have, like,
is
a
my
book
family.
of, like, everything together? I want to get one of those, like, in case of death books.
So I have one, and I filled it out to, like, the best of my ability. My thing is, the book says, like, write this account number down. And I'm like, I don't want to write this account number. If someone breaks into my house, they have all of my things.
Yeah.
I mean, we've put, like, important documents in our fireproof safe.
Yes.
Which is also in
ours are too.
Another fireproof safe. So, I mean, but yeah, he knows for the most part. But, I mean, I don't know if he says, I haven't logged into our credit card account in over a year because I just know that you pay it.
Right. Yeah. They don't have to take care of it when somebody else is.
So it's like, okay. And he wouldn't know passwords. Thankfully, I save all of my passwords, so he knows where to go to get to my passwords. But yeah, I mean, it's having those conversations and being vulnerable and honest about it, I think, is important and healthy, but it's a tough conversation.
Okay, so now what are your thoughts aside from, like, say your spouse passes, you decide to stay on the farm. Do you think it still has that, do you feel like a stranger to it? Do you feel like it's home? I mean, because our families aren't from around here.
Yeah, I would say I feel like it's home because I've kind of built my, like, adult career around,
Right.
Sure, when I work remote, I could go to friggin' Mexico and work. I mean, probably not Mexico, like Texas, like, I could go really anywhere, but I've built my, I've silk and slate. This is from around here, and will that be forever? Who knows? Like, there's that, but a lot of my, what I would consider my, like, not saying that my friendships aren't true back at home, but, like, friendships that I have, like, actually acquired based on my, like, wants and needs, not versus, like, oh, they were on an athletic team or they were at school with me, like, people that I've sought out just because I've connected with them on a different level. Like, I have those types of friends around me. My best friend lives out on the frickin' East Coast, so it's, like, she's not even around Omaha anyway, so I don't know if I would ever move back to Omaha. I think there would be, even if I did or didn't have kids, like, I feel like I would always still be down here.
Yeah.
But again, does my life change? And are my mom and my brother still in Omaha? Is there a need for me to go up? Yeah,
what
like,
life looks like.
Or do I pack up and I go take care of aunt and uncle, or I go take care of grandma and grandpa? Like, I don't know what that would look like. And I think that would be, like, a day-to-day thing, especially since I don't have kids. But now if I have kids, like, I would like to keep them.
It just looks so different to have children involved. It's just, like, I've told Renee, we've literally had this, not, like, in depth, but just, like, funnily had this conversation. Because she's asked about the same things. Like, if you die, what do I still live here? And yeah, because Tyler needs this place.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just told him, like, you're stuck with me. Like, you know, we have just like a whole life here and kids and friends. I mean, and I've even talked about this. We've like briefly talked about this in the friend group. What if I got remarried? Like, all of you guys I know through Tyler, how weird would that be?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And I think, like, I mean, I'm speaking
same
from
with
my
you too. Yeah.
perspective. Like, I would obviously support, because I had, like, a great relationship with you, and I've built
Right,
our
yeah.
friendship based on that. Like, we met because of our husbands. But yeah, I mean, or, you know, whether your husband dies or something, it is a different dynamic of bringing in this other guy to the friend. I mean, even when the guys had friends, you know, the guy group is what brought all of us together.
Yes, exactly.
And then here come all these girls, and the most recent one, there was this time where we were like, we don't like this girl. There's something wrong. Like,
Yeah.
and it's just like all of our guards go up.
Yes.
But like slowly we start to like, okay.
But then for the guys to do that?
Yeah. I mean, the guys are also just not girls, and girls just suck.
Girls are mean, yeah.
Yeah. So could look different, but does that, we talked about this in the last episode, like, does the guy have a different last name that they look at or portray as bad?
Yeah,
or
especially
good?
being in this area where we're not from, but all of them are from.
They
It's
know
like,
those last names, or they know the history of those. So, like, it could be, why would Brady get with that person? Like,
Right.
you know, or, you know, oh, we should have seen that, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think guys would actually handle it and bring them in a lot better, but
Probably.
it,
Let's just pray we never have to find out.
but I'm glad that you have had conversations and you planned for it, because I'm a big advocate for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I honestly should do better. I need to get one of those books to kind of have everything in. Not like legal stuff, because that's already in writing and documented and done.
yeah,
But like just
in the book, it
fine
literally
print stuff.
just goes into, and I didn't write the account numbers. I wrote like the agent name, or like the advisor name, or whatever, and what the account, because Cody wouldn't know my life insurance through work. He knows our life insurance not through work, but he doesn't know.
You probably just have so many different entities that.
Yeah, it was short-term disability, and he's the beneficiary of all of my accounts through work. So, like, just that. Would he know to pay XYZ bill? I mean, if
Right.
it comes in the mail, yeah, he could figure it out. But if it's on auto payment and you can't log in to stop it, does he know? Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
wild time.
Yeah. Well, and I told Tyler too. I said, if I go first, I at least want you to be buried by me. And he was like, okay. And then I was like, well, but what if you get remarried and she wants to be buried by you?
Too bad.
And he's like, what? He said, I don't care. I'll be buried by you if that's what she wants. And I said, but what if she wants to be buried by you? And he's like, you know how Tyler is. He's just like, okay, whatever. Like, that time's never going to come. So
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, but here I am. I'm like, actually, I want you to be buried by me and not, like, I want you to get remarried, but, like, I was your first wife, so I feel like I'm owed that
Yeah.
that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just pray that the good Lord takes us at the exact same time when we're 97 years old.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, but you can always pray for that. Sure.
Yeah. Manifest.
God's going to just take you at the right time, in his time.
Yep.
And you have to put the love and faith and all of those things into Jesus, and just allow him to be Jesus.
And there's no reason to have any fear, because we're going to get to heaven and it's going to be amazing and great. And we won't care about anything that happened on earth. So, sounds like a good place to be, being a type A person.
I was going to say, unless you're watching, why are you doing that to your
know,
husband from heaven? Taking care of the children.
Oh, well, that was fun, but I don't know that I really have any other thoughts.
Yeah, good conversation.
It was. If you guys don't have anything legally documented, please do that.
Yeah.
Addie and I will be thinking about those that don't.
And I will be strategically planning it.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
They say a farmer's work is never done. Well, neither is ours.
Come back next week for a new episode of Life Between the Rows.